Now, my next guests have made UK history as the first couple to get pregnant with each other's babies at the same time. Through IVF, Emily, Patrick and Kerry Osborn swapped embryos in April last year. And now they have two newborn sons, Ezra and Elvis. And they all join us now from their home in Hampshire. Good morning, everyone. Look at those little faces. So good to have you with us. Thank you for talking to us. Your story will give so many other couples hope, I'm sure. And now, Emily, you gave birth to Elvis on New Year's Day. And Kerry, you gave birth to Ezra in February. Now, this procedure is called simultaneous reciprocal IVF. Now, what does that exactly mean and entail?
So basically, reciprocal IVF is when you carry the other person's embryo, and simultaneous meaning we decided to do it at the same time. So we swapped embryos, had them implanted and hoped that they would make us pregnant with each other's babies, and they did.
And I suppose the real reason behind the swapping was just to feel this proper, full-on connection between all four of you as a family.
Absolutely, yeah. We decided to do it this way. We'd never heard of anyone doing it this way. So we just thought it would be really lovely to, you know, share each other's journey as well, like being pregnant at the same time. And also give us, like, even though we're not genetically connected to the other child, we still have that, share that bond. So, yeah.
Little Elvis, look at him. He's getting restless, but he's doing very well so far. Choosing a donor is such an important part of your story as well. Was that a difficult process?
Yeah, it was like Tinder for donors. So you get like minimal information about them, and there's lots of donors, but then you've got different kinds of traits for each one of them. So obviously if we wanted a donor that looked very similar to us.
But, our main thing was really, in the end, was health, wasn't it? Because you get a lot of like health background. So that was like a really good bit of advice that we got from somebody else, to like check out the health. Because obviously if you've got any like hereditary things in your family as well. So that kind of was our main thing. And then the traits kind of came after, but we were really lucky that we got pretty much what we wanted. So
yeah. And I suppose moving forward, when the boys grow up a little bit, just having these honest conversation and complete transparency, that's the road you're going to take with them. Absolutely. They're going to know how they came to be.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, it's important that you know your biology, and you know they're going to have questions, and we're like more than happy to answer them. But we hope to kind of get in there a little bit before they even have to ask, because that's important as well.
They'll figure it out because they've got two mums, so they'll know pretty quick.
They'll have plenty of time for conversations, because interestingly, at 16, they can legally try to find out who the biological father is. Isn't that right? Which is a conversation you've also had.
Yeah, so all donors in the UK are not anonymous, so they can find out a certain amount of information when they're 16, and then a bit more when they're 18, and they can contact the donor for more information if they want to as well, and the donor's aware of that. And one of the things that the donor actually said on the kind of profile was that he was happy to kind of discuss their biology with them. So that again was another thing that we were like, that's awesome.
It's important for us that they, you know, we'd always support them on whatever path they want to take to finding, you know, where they came from.
Yeah, of course. I know you've had a lot of people getting in touch with you, just thanking you for your honesty and explaining what your situation and your journey has been like so far. Is there any advice that you would give to couples right now watching, thinking, I think this could work for us?
Just don't hesitate. Like, the process is long, and but you can pause it at all different parts, and you don't know what's going to crop up. And that happened to us. You know, we assumed, you know, we're healthy individuals, and you know, Emily had a few problems with polyps and other things as well, and that kind of took a little bit longer. So yeah, don't hesitate. Get the ball rolling because there's plenty of time to freeze it and pause it at any stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, completely and utterly worth it. I'm so sorry, Elvis. We've woken you up far too early this morning and you're not happy. I'll give you a little breather for a second because Dr. Hilary is with us here in the studio as well. I mean, it's an extraordinary story, Hilary.
Lovely
It's just
story.
wonderful to see the advancement in science, basically,
Yeah.
that this can create such a happy family.
Oh, incredible.
It's a very costly one, of course, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? And that's sadly where
Carrying-
we're at.
Yeah, carrying a baby that's derived from your partner's embryo and vice versa at the same time. Fantastic. Lovely story. And, you know, it's not available on the NHS, this simultaneous reciprocal IVF. It was 25,000. It cost Kerry and Emily to do this. In Hampshire, where they live, the protocol is that you have to have 10 rounds of self-funded intrauterine insemination before you'll be considered for fertility treatment on the NHS, and not necessarily getting simultaneous reciprocal IVF anyway. But yeah, it's you could say it's expensive, but look how happy they are.
Oh, completely.
And what a change in their lives the two babies will make.
No, absolutely. Does it make a difference then in terms of being sort of, I suppose, technically a surrogate for each other's babies? Does that sort of heighten risks and
No,
dangers, or is there a different process
there'll be
there?
a few more blood tests involved, but because of the situation, it's really, and depending on the age of the mothers, you know, there's a decision to be made whether you transplant one embryo or more than one embryo. And I think, you know, one embryo is the way forward in terms of trying to avoid a multiple pregnancy. If you want one baby, then, you know, one egg is the way forward for younger women at the moment. Otherwise, there's a risk of twins,
There's just
triplets.
Emily, Kerry. Yes, did you want any more than the two, or are your hands literally quite full this morning?
We are done.
One and done each, and that's it.
Well, look, I know you both actually met in New Zealand, didn't you? So you're hoping to travel back there, all four of you, later on in the year, which is a wonderful... I thought you'd maybe risk a little short flight to Europe first, but you're just going all into New Zealand, aren't you?
Nah,
We're going up.
just
all
go
the way,
hard or go
yeah.
home.
Yeah, and then we're going to leave them there and then come home. So.
It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Elvis, you've just been... Look, the two of them sitting there as content and happy as anything. They're beautiful. Congratulations to you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, that just makes
Nice.
my day.
You're getting broody.
No,
You
no,
sure?
no, I'm done too.